Hi everyone, welcome back to the Purrcelain Kat. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. And we'll start off with the 2 attempts before the success. Wobbly. Wobbly. Shit. Two down. This is the largest amount of clay that I've actually thrown with, and I was attempting to make a ramen bowl with a very distinct shape, very flared out, not really that rounded. And even though I'm still having some issues with centering, and this did start out as one of the wobbly pots, I was eventually able to get it with enough structure and in the shape that I wanted to consider it a small success. That is a very off-center bowl. I like looking back at the videos of throwing on the wheel because I can see areas of improvement. The first is, what is going on with my teacup pinky sticking out there? Do you know how many times I've actually done little gouges out of the clay because my little finger is just sticking out there? It is something that I am trying to focus more on with having relaxed hands. One of the lessons that I've learned also is that sometimes I actually have the wheel spinning too slow based on how fast I'm drawing my fingers up. And what I'm doing is, because a full revolution isn't being made and I'm drawing up too quickly, it causes the high and low spot up towards the top when I get up there. I'm also not necessarily drawing my inside and outside fingers up together at the same time. If you look, yes, I'm drawing it up, but I'm not actually anchored. That thumb on my left hand is not actually anchored to my right hand, so that they're both going up the wall at the same time. I've made that change, and the last few cylinders that I've pulled have been pretty consistent, so I'm very pleased with that change. And I've also been not so afraid to spin the wheel a little bit faster to make sure I'm getting full revolutions and pulling up at a rate that matches the resolutions and gets more of an even pull. This wasn't a perfect shape. It was a bit wonky, but it was the overall shape that I was looking for a ramen bowl. And it was also the largest amount of clay that I had ever thrown with. So I was pleased that I was actually able to get it to stay and not collapse. I have finally invested in some tungsten carbide trimming tools. I have tried a few different shapes to try and improve my trimming, reduce the chattering, and I like this tool. It's an all-in-one, but I was getting some chattering on it because I don't think it was sharp enough. So I do have tungsten carbide tools now that have definitely improved my experience with trimming. I would really love to know what type of tools that you use for trimming, so please leave a comment. Let me know what brands you found success with, what shapes you use, how you use them. Any recommendations would be really greatly appreciated. A quick finish with the foot, the maker's stamp, and this pot is all ready to be dried and then bisque fired. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're interested in following along on my journey, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you all at the next one. Bye!